Yo, it's your boy back again. To say Kesey Code, but my name is Marquise Scaniers. I'm 29 years old. I'm from the south side of Atlanta or Atlanta, you know. But I've been posting videos and deleting them because I be kind of unsure of the information that I be putting out. But when when I get into back into my research and stuff, I see that everything that was put on my spirit has been the the correct information, and it's been it's been correct. And a lot of things that I say, I talk from the spirit. You know what I'm saying, as well as you know, it's a lot of truth that be revealed to me through others. You know, that's also the spirit as well. You know, in this process of me being discredited and being slandered, harassed, electronically harassed, and financially wronged. You know, it's a lot of agent provocateurs out here that go against everything that I say. And you know what I'm noticing? Like, I mean, I guess there's very few people out there because these 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 entities that you believe to be real people, they're actually husks of themselves or clones of themselves, if that's what you want to call it. They're spiritually dead and they've been taken control of by different entities. And, you know, I still have my mind, although my mind is being attacked on the daily and on the regular and being trying to be reprogrammed by this AI, artificial intelligence, or extraterrestrial beings, or these what we would call demons on the daily, you know. But it's it's money that makes the world go around. You know, a lot of these creators be saying, be talking about spiritual money, and the spiritual money is the true children that have been chosen by God, and we are we are the Lord's precious jewels. That's why He says that we are the jewels. We are His treasure, and somewhere like along in this timeline between from the from the beginning to now, the world has been replaced slowly. It used to be more real people, but now it's just a bunch of empty shells of people. And when I see when I see in my daily coming goings that these people or these things, like the frequency that they attack me at, You know what I'm saying? It's just really absurd. Absolutely absurd for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm held down, not physically yet, but really it's like spiritual holds, it's financial holds, it's bonds, yokes. Let me get into that. So like when it says in the Bible that charity covers a multitude of sins, and what I'm trying to realize is that charity is giving, right? So charity is giving. Back in the day, they said charity was food, giving food and resources. But what I'm starting to notice is that when when they say food, they don't always mean physical food. They mean food for thought. So I've been deprived of this food my whole life. Nobody actually told me any of the truth because essentially they were feeding off of me and banking off of me. Why? Because we are the precious jewels. We are the treasure. And a lot of my videos be talking about how it's all witchcraft and whatnot. But like how deep the witchcraft actually is the mystery. So like the devil lies in all the details. And I noticed that I was waiting for my for my revelation of how to escape. It's like when I started speaking positive things into existence, I never knew that, people like to say the universe, but it's not the universe. It's it's all of these spirits and these wicked entities that's within these people or their governing source that was always listening and watching. And, I was ignorant to it. So I spoke a lot of my plans and my escape plans into the atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, to be honest, there was never really no escape because this is the whole world that we're talking about. The whole world operates like this. I believe that that this place is the most evil. Yes, I do believe that because from what I'm seeing, this is the headquarters. You know what I'm saying? This is Neo Babylon. But when I really think about it, like I believe that Mystery Babylon is the whole system in a whole. You know what I'm saying? So like, hear me out. Like this whole system was created to to okay, how can I put it? Like these people who don't have the spirit, they don't have the mark on them. They have to feed or use. Hmm, almost like how Thanos had the had the gauntlet, and he needed the stones to power it. And I said this in my in one of my other videos. I might have deleted it out of out of me just tweaking out, because when I started tweaking out and started being a certain way, I started saying it's wrong. But usually, what I'm understanding now is that I don't really speak unless I got something correct to say. And when I start talking, the truth just comes out. So yeah, like what I said in one of my other videos, that these witches and warlocks was using me as batteries to their wand to conduct their magic. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I didn't know. Like I got locked up. I always mention this. I got locked up, and I did not know that when you bond out, you're putting yourself uh, under like a treaty or a contract where you are on bond or in bondage, and you're basically a slave again, in which is slavery inside of slavery, because you're not really free on this planet, because whatever you do, you're driving the economy, which keeps the beast going. But it's a slavery within a slavery. At this point, you can be bought. You can be bought. And I don't really know how much it's really worth. What my bond said was 20,000, but I believe that is way more, because I think it goes based upon how resourceful you are as a slave, and how much juice you'll be able to produce as a targeted individual, or a precious jewel of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So like these folks, they they have so many different cunning ways that they trick us into this bondage, or they push us into this bondage. And you know, I know that a lot of people that I've come in contact with, everybody that I've come in contact with, they've always been like extra bummy or destitute, and they would be like nothing like me, to be honest. Like they'd be the polar opposite. I tried to mesh with them, but every time they do me wrong or I take a downfall, it seems like that they're up, if that makes sense. And I believe that we have been brought into some sort of some sort of demonic covenant when we are born, because I feel like you're not able to have children. They won't. The powers that be, or whoever these entities are, reptilians, whatever you want to call them, demons, they won't let you reproduce if you are a righteous seed, unless it's under their control where they can control it, which is why a lot of targeted females get sex trafficked, and they have babies over and over again, and they automatically be getting put into the system. And I I know for a fact that I should at least have one child by now, and at least one. And I know that behind my back, one of the girls that I was dealing with, they were always they aborted the child and they killed it. You know what I'm saying? So like they was killing my seeds for sacrifice because it would be a righteous seed. It's so many facets to this stuff and so much that I still don't understand. But they want us to keep quiet about this stuff when you come into the knowledge of the truth. And I don't know, I can't do it. Uh, that's something I just can't do. This is charity. Charity is giving food for thought, and the truth shall set you free. And you might not be free from the chains in the physical, but your mind is free, and you have the will to fight. But what was I gonna say? Like a lot of people that I met in my life, you know, they they proclaim to love you. Love is a word of war. That's why everybody makes songs about love and war and stuff like that. Love is a word of war, and unknowingly we know that in the righteous heart we know that we have affection and we're empaths and we actually care, and they use that against us using the guise of a false pretense of love, and it's crazy to me, you know. So like truth, truth is real love, and anybody, the truth hurts. The truth really hurts, and anybody that won't tell you the truth, they hate you. The truth is chastening and chastisement, and anybody that won't tell you the truth, they hate you secretly. They 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 show they show a form of care, but it's really hate and jealousy. Because I believe that a lot of people have already been filled with these entities if they weren't already placed here and marked by these entities. And I feel like that certain people are born into certain families and structures to destroy it, to go against it, to expose. You know what I'm saying? And this is why they hated the Christ, because a lot of people, a lot of people proclaim that they're followers, but they do all kinds of manners of high wickedness. You know what I'm saying? Like this, we have our natural sin that our flesh goes through, and when you're not aware is one thing, and the sad part is some people will never be aware. Some people are being led for the slaughter. The slaughter meaning eternal damnation. You know what I'm saying? Eternal torment. Like because we all die. And these people they really think that they're gonna come back. You get one life. You get one life to live, bro. And you know what I'm saying? They really believe that you're reincarnated into something back onto the planet after you die. You're a fool. You are a fool if you believe this. You are a fool and you are in the hand of the enemy. And he has gotten you so close and rocked you so far asleep that you can't see what's in front of you. Me, I see what's in front of me. It's a bunch of smoke and mirrors. Not saying that it's not a reality because this is reality. The reality is that we're not free. We're not. This shit is a fucking game to them, and everybody has pretty much chosen themselves a side. Only two sides you can be on, and what makes me so upset is that there's so many people that pretend that they stand for righteousness. To be honest, if you stood for righteousness, you would be being tormented just like everybody else. Which is why when you reach out to people, they turn away. They turn away out of fear. They turn away. And it's crazy. Like I never knew what real fear was. Like and now that I know that I actually am not fearful, I have courage, it makes me feel a certain type of way about other people. Knowing that there's people that's real deal cowards out here. You know, anybody that ever needed me, I was always there. Anybody that ever asked me for anything, I was always there. If it was within my power or if I wasn't tied up within something that they done already built up for me to be tied up in, to build a narrative, to destroy my reputation and to discredit me. You know what I'm saying? Like all of this shit is really pre-planned and and predestined destruction. And you know what I'm saying? Like I still like I would break the programming, bro. I would show up and do a lot of things that a lot of people project their fear onto you. I've always been told, "Oh, you scared of everything, nigga." I'm not scared. It's a lot of shit that I literally just don't know. And you know, I if you don't know, how can you fight? You ain't gonna get shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this whole idea of me being pretty much a a a, a, a reserve note, basically. That's what I am. A reserve note. It's like the people are. I'm tired of saying people. These entities are entitled to treasure because they have control over the precious jewels of the Most High. They have control of the jewels. We are the Most High's precious jewels, and He is coming back for us. Probably not in the physical, but the fact that He's coming back for us, He's going to destroy this place. This place is already falling apart. Like I noticed that these businesses and storefronts and stuff like that. I said it before, like if it's not a place that operates on the regular, like fast food and gas stations and stores like Walmart and Home Depot, like if you notice, if you go outside, if there was anybody out there, any real targets out there, any not even targets, right? Like any real people, any real people, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm going through the Sahara Desert and there's nobody. Every real target that I've actually come across, they're gone, bro. They're dead. They're fucking dead, bro. They're gone. They've been discredited successfully. They've been driven to poverty like I'm on my last leg. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's really only due to the fact that I do choose to fight. But is it really the fight that's keeping me in, or is it just them being greedy over the money that they're receiving off of me that's keeping me here? I don't know. But people just want me to phase myself out slowly and quietly without without leaving any trace for anybody else that the Most High wakes up. You know what I'm saying? This is my charity. It does my heart good to talk about this. And it's probably you probably noticed that your friends aren't really your friends. Your friends, they subtly talk about you. Everybody try to, they crowd around you. They want to include you, but they exclude you. Everybody, like when you bring it up, people tell you that what makes you feel like you're so special. You're not this, you're not that. You're you're nobody. You ain't nobody for somebody to be doing all of this stuff to you. Stay calm. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. Believe what you know. Believe what you see. Believe what you see. It's right there in front of your eyes. And if you can see it, that's a blessing from the Most High. That is a blessing. The pain that we go through is a testament to Christ Himself, to the whole, like to the story of the Bible, and to all of the Most High prophets. And everybody has free will. Everybody has free will. That's why the Most High was like, why have you killed all of my prophets? You know, it's crazy. Like free will is a hard thing to explain because the Most High, He does control all. He has the left hand and He has the right hand. Left hand for wickedness, right hand for righteousness. But a lot of things. I feel like this is what I feel. I feel like the Most High creates things with His right hand, and He creates things with His left hand. And there's principles that binds us to this reality or this realistic reality. It's kind of real. It's like real because the real thing is the spirit. And if we could see the spirits on people, on these entities or these vessels, we probably wouldn't have dealt with them in the first place. And I've always I caught myself catching glimpses of the spirits of people, and I started getting afraid, and I wanted to run away. Some of the closest people to me, like when I look at them, I start seeing their face change. Somebody that I thought loved me and I loved them from from a genuine place. I seen one of the most demonic and ugly faces covering their face, and they tried to hug me, and I got scared, and I didn't want to hug them. And the fact is, like, I always question why was I put in this predicament in the first place? Why did I why did I have to be born into this? and then not have any knowledge of what it is that is actually going on. It's a crazy phenomenon. So believe what you see, and you know they drown us out. I'm trying to think of new ways to tag this stuff, but the enemy is crafty and cunning in all of their ways, and a lot of these people that that will that will post on these platforms will will be the enemy. They'll be another agent. So even if it seems like they're putting out information that's useful, there is a lot of agents out here. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, they were they were in your position as well, and they chose to destroy. The agents is out now. They got the notification that I'm on live. They just threw something against the wall, being funny bitches. You know what I'm saying? They won't come knock on my door though. They won't say that shit to my face. And if they do, it's direct conversation. They'll never say no shit to my face. These are demons. And what I noticed is a bunch of the same people that buy all the rooms. And these people be going from room to room, slamming doors. They'll go in one room with somebody else will slam that door, come back out, go back to their room, go to another room. It's all by the same entity or whatever the fuck it is, you know what I'm saying? A way that I got caught up was trying to escape through making a business. To be honest, like we we can only do what they allow us to do. And when I did start making my business, I was successful. I was successful with it. And they hated to see that. They did not want me to get away. So, I got distracted with an agent, honeypot. On top of that, I was still using drugs and for recreational drugs and stuff like that. I was so focused on trying to get my own place and have a family of my own. And I wasn't even really thinking, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is hell. Why would I want to bring children into this world? I don't want to have children. I do want to have children for the sake of being able to raise them in the way of truth, but I wouldn't wish children on my worst enemy right now because overall the blood is on your hands for not leading them in truth. And you know what? That's what a lot of people are are going through. Like they know what they've done and they're so afraid to speak the truth and repent and turn away because they know that it ultimately means that they will be killed, but they're accepting a farce life for surety, which is really unsure because it comes like death comes like a thief in the night. You never know when you're going to leave, and I see a lot of these agent provocateurs being destroyed, literally, like literally. They they be ODing, they be getting into car crashes, cars catching on fire, they be getting shot up. Horrifying. Like when I first got to the city that I was in, I seen a car go through a whole building, and the building down there fell on on the whole car. It was a death. They killed him, which I wonder if it was a target, but I don't really think so. Everything like you're being controlled. They're being controlled. They have no free will. See, we have free will, but all they can do is control the environment that we're in. So like this is what makes me not want to even work for real if I don't have to take care of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a controlled environment and it's really just keeping me busy from learning more truth. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, all of the movements are being controlled, and which is why I don't really understand why, what level of fear would make you sign over to the devil. And to be honest, I don't know if me being out on bond is a deal with the devil. Or I don't know. I don't know. Is that just a testament to me being a slave? Because it's been almost 2 years and I still haven't had a court date. You know what I'm saying? They still say it's under investigation, which I believe is all still under the guise the of the witchcraft spells and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm really getting to the point where I'm not really even afraid to die, bro. Like that shit is played out. They can say that shit all they want to. I don't really give a fuck no more. The only way out of here is the Christ made a way. You know what I'm saying? He is the truth and the light. And everybody everybody that I've ever come in contact with, you know, to be honest, I never really learned anything from them throughout my life until I started like acknowledging that I was actually targeted. When I started recognizing the shit, that's when I started learning. But everything that people was telling me, they was really just sitting there fucking targeting me, like doing targeted shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they was really just fucking with me the whole time. And it never stopped, you know. Now that I notice it, I could just sit back and chuckle at it, you know what I'm saying? It's not funny because, you know, you causing somebody else pain. You know, that's the whole reason why I actually even got locked up because, you know, I got triggered. I got fucking triggered by they knew my triggers better than I knew my triggers. And I was getting fucking targeted in there. And this was probably their whole fucking plan in the first place to make me a slave. If I would have knew from the beginning that motherfuckers couldn't really do shit unless I let them do it, and that they really didn't have a case. But you know how it is. Like all of this shit is 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 wicked. Like nothing is real. Like court systems and shit crooked, constitution crooked, the police crooked, all this shit crooked. So I could have just been sitting in jail for years and motherfuckers would have never gave me no trial. I just would have disappeared. You know what I'm saying? So what I encourage people to do is read terms and conditions. I encourage people to take a step back and evaluate what direction you're going in, and understand that all of these things that we experience is temporary. This place is passing away. Like I said, this shit, like, I believe the world doesn't operate. It's only certain places that operate on a massive level, which is like the big cities, like New York, Atlanta, Texas, cities in Texas, Detroit, LA, and even in LA, like that shit falling apart. Um, whereas, uh, and DC, like these cities, like the main cities of each of each state, they operate on a normal level, kind of. But what I notice is like a lot of these places be shut down. They don't really be doing shit, and that's because it ain't enough targets to go around. We are the money. We are the reserve notes. We are the trust. We are the jewels. And in exchange for that, they get they get their towns and cities built up, and they get their businesses built up. When when I said I had my business, I'm my own person. I am the jewels. So they're naturally going to be surrounding me and supporting my business because they want it to be up under me and find a way to destroy me, find a way to steal it. And another way is through like these banks. A lot of these banks they open and close, especially the small banks. They all funded by the bigger banks. They close down, they get new names, and they find ways to entrap you through business agreements. And now I'm in debt with with certain entities that's owned by greater entities, and I've tried to pay my bills, and I've sent them thousands of dollars, and I can't get my. They won't give me my letter saying I'm released from the debt. You know what I'm saying? They tried to, I did stuff kind of like the best way I could by sending it priority where they have to sign for it saying that they received the money, but now, they just dragging their feet from giving me my release papers. They don't want to set me free. They're enjoying destroying me. They're enjoying the the fact that I am in bondage, and that's the reason why they don't want to give me a court date because whoever whoever or whatever it is that has a bigger wicked plan for me, they're trying to extend it as long as they can or get me to do something because to be honest, we don't take this long. Like this case that this fucking it's a cheap ass case, bro. It's a battery case, and they're trying to pin me with a felony and shit like that. I don't give a fuck about becoming a perp. That shit is ass. I'm not gonna even if they did lock me up. They already told me that you're not getting in. They tell me in so many different ways you're not getting in. All right, bitch, I don't want to be in. Fuck y'all. I don't want that shit. At some point in my life, I thought it was cool to be with you. That shit ain't it. When naturally I'm an empath, and I am the truth. I am. I am. And greater is He who lives inside of me than He is who is in the world. And that's something that they can't stand against. Like if I really told you how many people came at me sideways and I seen it, we looked each other eye to eye and we knew like we they had the realization that I started seeing them for who they are. It's crazy. This shit is crazy. And you know, and when I see these targets, these other targets that's just disappearing off the scene, it's gonna be a matter of time before I'm gone. And it's so saturated that nobody else, nobody else, like this is why I said in one of my last lives, like the path is so straight and narrow that only one person can get through at a time. So it's a lot of agent provocateurs that pose as real targets. And if it is other targeting going on with real people at the same time, they're being coerced and brainwashed and controlled to believe that the actual other real targets are fake. And it's within war, bondage within bondage. Like that's why I always say it's layers to this shit. I could go into deep details like a lot of these people, but sometimes I just don't be having the energy because I be getting the fucking life sucked out my ass by goddamn Blackula and Dracula and all these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit really upsets me when I realize how deep it actually is, and it shows me how little control I really have outside of the power of prayer. But the power is inside of me, and that's why they want me gone so bad because they want to harness they want to release that energy, but they don't want to release it so fast because they know once it's gone, it's gone. So that's why we are in bondage because it's a source. It's like we fucking playing Castlevania and getting jumped by hella vampires and fucking werewolves and shit like that. Nigga, they don't really want you to die. They just want you to keep healing yourself and coming back to fight some more. It's a perpetual uphill battle. As long as we keep healing ourselves and coming back, these niggas can keep eating and feasting. And they the artificial intelligence is so fucking advanced that it knows when to activate the next target. And it seems like through fear, they're controlling other targets that will other other people that used to be targets to and they already know. It's like they got a list. Schindler's list. I don't know how fast they get the information. I don't know if I've been chipped. I know that people listen to my word of mouth and they want to know what I'm saying. Not like they can comprehend in the first place. All they know is, oh, I'm getting gift cards. Oh, I got a room tonight. Oh, I got this. Oh, I get that. Oh, and he's supposed to be murdered. But if they actually knew how deep this shit really was in detail, as I'm getting the details and others have the details, I know some targets that got some agents that have the information, which really breaks down the hope for them. Once because so much knowledge is much grief, it takes courage to keep going when you actually know the knowledge is power and the truth shall set you free. But due to fear, be they'll rather go back into the matrix. It's that small part of me that wish that I never knew this shit, but it feels good when I actually feel. I don't know. Maybe it sounds sadistic. Sometimes it feels good. Like I get mad sometimes, but the fact that I actually feel that pain of knowing that these folks is on my top is the truth. So it's setting me free. It makes me know that I wasn't wrong. Right. And everybody always be like, "You always want to be right. You always think you're right." No, it's not that I always think I'm right. It's just the fact that I'm not going to speak on something that I don't know for a fact, or something that my intuition hasn't told me. And 9 times out of 10, my intuition has been right. It has been correct every single freaking time. And the fact that it does be right, and I know how many times I went against my better judgment and my intuition, is testament to why I've fallen so deep into traps, into into repeatedly be in these cycles without breaking them. Like, it makes me feel like a fool. Although I'm not a fool. A fool is somebody who rejects knowledge. The fool is the person who couldn't take the the fact that they know the truth now and decided to flip side. That's a fool. A fool is somebody who didn't even, they knew they felt something wrong, but they never wanted to investigate. That's a fool. you know, and the fact that it had to be cover up on top of cover up on top of cover up to keep the truth from me is a testament to the spirit that's operating inside of me and inside of a lot of the other targets that have fallen in the line of war. This is fucking war. This is war, nigga. I've been a fucking demon slayer since I was a child, and I didn't even know it. That's why motherfuckers hated me so bad, because I knew these motherfuckers that didn't like me as a baby. How you don't like a baby? You got to be a real insidious, evil, sadistic, delirious motherfucker to hate a baby. Like, that's crazy. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Got to be careful dealing with people. You know, I know a lot of people, a lot of the a lot of the so-called targeted community. They probably gonna go back and they're gonna probably hop on, get some information, and hop on, and then throw shade like they usually do, or you know, do their little ones and twos. I know it's a group of them that's on my top at least, and they talk about me in a group chat that I don't know about. Well, that I know about, that I'm just not in, and they go against me secretly. It's crazy, but I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing this for whatever real target is out there. And you feel alone, you're not alone. We all we all in this war together. We keep this same spirit alive. We so we're the bride of the Halashah, the bride of Christ. We are the bride. And when you get married, it's for better or for worse. Worse, we have our up days, we have our down days, and we have spiritual death days where we be feeling like we can't go on. It's for better or for worse out here. So, don't let these people lie to you. Don't let these people make a fool of you, because you know what you know. You see what you see. You see how it's operating. If I could just see the number codes on these folks, like I'd be all the way Neo, nigga. But I see how this shit moving. Like, you know, I don't really care for too much or nothing no more, bro. Like, if I didn't need money, I wouldn't go to work. To be honest, I don't need money, but it's just the hope inside of me that maybe I could be one of the ones that witnessed the second coming of Christ. You know what I'm saying? Because it says that He's gonna use Israel as His battle axe, and that's when you're gonna see. That's when you're gonna see that who all of the people that thought they was doing righteousness or they was pretending to do righteousness. You know, it says listen to the Pharisees and Sadducees, but you know, a lot of these people they've already sold their soul to the beast, and I almost sold my soul to the beast by letting them control me through a 501c3, and I didn't ever make a 501c3. I made a business, so they did have a hand in it. That well, they put it this way, they control all. So the way that my business was stolen was through me making pulling out loans and stuff like that, and my business going under, and they somehow they whatever I create, it gives them ability to create. Put it that way. When you're a real person, these entities can't really they don't own anything. This is why and this is confirmation to what I said months ago. They don't own anything. They don't own anything. Everything is stolen. Nothing is theirs. They took in our land. So that's what it means to be like to be pillaged. Like I've been pillaged. My land has been pillaged. I had rights to the land, but my land has been pillaged. So they somehow through fucking magic, witchcraft, some fucking shit, gave them the ability to take my stuff through whatever tax that I unknowingly or knowingly came in contact with or some shit like that. I still gotta do more research, but this is to my understanding at this point. So yeah, like it's it's almost like a double edged sword, bro. Like you you want to find a way out of this, but to be honest, the only way out is death, and everybody's running from that. So they're looking to the other side for more time, and I know my time is running thin. I don't know how much time I got left, but I'm gonna keep trying to stay encouraged and do what I can. Everybody can only put their best foot forth and do what they can. You'll be a fool if you don't seek for knowledge and just pretend that you're just living a normal life because we're living amongst the dead. And it says let the dead bury the dead. And I feel that because, they it's apparent to you that who's with you or against you when your targeting becomes overt because you get pushed out of society and you see eyes. You see with your eyes and you feel with your spirit that nobody is for you. This is this is Resident Evil. Like I don't know at what point people became so cowardly. Like at least back, and it was few then. Like a lot of people, even it was the same thing back in the days. Like they was explaining. Like I read Maccabees. I read it for myself. I need to read it a couple more times. But Judas and the whole tribe of Judah, or Jerusalem, they got seized by the Greek Alexander the Great, and they start. They started taking our customs and destroying it, making us making us sacrifice unclean foods on the altars and stuff like that, which is the whole reason why Christ was sent as the Lamb without spot, as the sacrifice for our sins to give us grace and mercy from our sins. A lot of people don't even know that. You know what I'm saying? They just say, "Oh, he died for our sins." Like, nigga, no, he died. Like, so, like, a lot of this stuff is being perverted by witchcraft because they need blood, and the blood only covers Israel. And when you say Israel, it's not just race. Israel, like, because it's not by color, just by color. And it says Gentiles can be grafted in as well. So, like, let me get this right. Like, so let me, how can I put it? So we, I'm so caught in, and I was brought like we was brought over here through translation, so we would be in the tribe of Judah. But it also says all Israel, and it also 2/3 of our people be lost. So think about it. If it's billions of us on this earth, 2/3 of the people will be lost. Meaning that a lot of people ain't gonna know what the fuck going on. A lot of people gonna flip sides, which means they're agent provocateurs. And the 1/3 is the sheep. We the sheep, just out here amongst wolves. What's so hard about that? I haven't even read the whole Bible, and I have the revelation of what the fuck is going on. I might not know the specific thing of each event of how it's gonna happen, of how the world is gonna be destroyed, because I haven't got that full revelation yet. Like, no matter if you read it and read it, if you don't get the revelation right then, you're not gonna understand it. And like, it's deeper than just what it's deeper than what what these teachers and these people say it is, but it's deeper than that. So yeah, like, this shit is frustrating to me, bro. And that's why I take my time. They try to force you're wasting time, you're wasting time, nigga. Even if I did read it now, like, I'm not making an excuse for not reading all the time, but if even if you did read it and it's not your time to receive revelation and wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, nigga, it's you're not gonna get it. I've had my revelation with the Lord already. He already showed me carrying my cross in my dream. That's one of the last dreams I had, and the rest of the dreams that I've been having, they've been the fucking AI sending dreams to me. When I be at that damn shelter, I've caught people, I've seen people standing up by people whispering in their ear while they sleep. Like, why are you whispering in their ear? That's witchcraft, bro. You're contaminating these people. You probably be trying to do the same shit to me while I be asleep. That shit crazy. The war never ends, bro. It's a 24/7 perpetual hate against the Lord's people. They will have a perpetual hate for us. And a lot of people, they probably didn't know what they were signing up for. They didn't know. All they knew is that they didn't want to die in this certain way, or they didn't want to lose their resources or shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? It's perpetual hate and war. And I know that I'm being used as a fucking pack mule to fucking bring resources to all these niggas. And this shit is not fun. I'm a fucking animal, basically. When really I'm more precious than jewels. And I didn't see my worth. And now I know my worth. And people hate that. So now I get discredited for everything that I say. So If you know what you know, believe it in your heart and in your soul. I'm struggling. I'm struggling with my vices that I have due to the stress, but I'm still fighting. Don't get me wrong. I'm still fighting this shit. I'll never bow my knee to this shit. And I know where it's gonna lead me, unless the Most High got a better plan for me that He hasn't revealed. Maybe it's a test that He's seeing if I'm gonna be faithful and not try to go become some fucking Mason or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But knowing that these things are are idolaters, and knowing that the Most High hates that, He fucking hates that. That's crazy. But you know, like I do believe that our book has been tampered with. I know for a fact it's been tampered with because motherfuckers. It says it in the lost books that motherfuckers wanted to put their own images in there, and all of this stuff would not be like I said this in my last live. Like if this if the Bible didn't have any validity to it, why would you want to deface it? Why would you pose as the chosen? Why? Why would you? Why would you do that? So you know, just take it for what it is and take it for what it's worth. Truth is love. Any man that don't tell the truth, he's a liar. He hates you. He fucking hates you, and it's a perpetual hate. They'll always hate you because they can't do nothing else but hate you. They take our love and return it with hate and evil. You know, I thought I was doing a justice by helping people, but I got smacked in the face and put on the fucking watch list and blackball from society and all kinds of shit because I won't join no shit. Hi, gang stalking isn't happening. It's time to be honest. Get off my page. Who are you even? You fell for a marketing ploy. And you might be right. You might be right. I might not be on any watch list. But the whole thing is like it's society is controlled by society is controlled. This is what I was saying earlier in my video. Society is controlled by entities, and these entities, they 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 control the people through technology and different aspects in witchcraft. And I don't know what your race is. I don't know who you are, but me, you see my face. I'm brown. So I I was saying that we are the jewels of the Most High. Okay, I'll put the link down. Give me a second. How do you do it? Yes, right here. Mm, There you go.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me? Hey, what's up?
yeah, I can hear you. What's going on?
So, hey, I'm kind of known in this targeted individual community. I've known about them for just over a year. You've never heard of me before?
Nah, I never heard of you.
Okay, all right. So, I'm not joking when I say that I've been on the internet since 1995, and I have been sincerely trying to help TIs for over a year now. And some of them took my advice. I try to teach them about security, privacy
Mhm.
on the internet, how to get their control back. But almost none of them listen. Almost none. Very few actually listen. They trust all these supposed experts in the gang stalking realm because they have a PhD or they've been in it for a while. I've been on the internet for almost 30 years, and for some reason, some don't trust me still to this day. So I'm actually trying to help people. And when you see that you're on a watch list thing, I'm being serious. It's another form of spam. You can get rid of it, but for some reason, TIs don't install ad blockers. I try to show them how to do it on
You
their phone,
breaking up.
laptop. Oh, hi.
Yeah, you said
Um,
you get apps.
yeah. There's one of the first things you do when you get on the internet, you should install an ad blocker. But almost no TI has an ad blocker. It's almost as if TIs like advertisements and they like being tracked. I think because they don't want to protect themselves. I don't understand it. Companies aren't going to protect you. You have to do it yourself. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay. So you have an Android or an iPhone?
I have an Android right now.
All right, that's good. Good. That means you can actually do things to it. But the question is, are you willing to actually make changes? Because I've studied this for over a year now, dude. I'm a big fan of reality and living in reality, and whether or not this is real, and all the evidence that I've seen points to no. There's scientific studies on this. I'm a person that lives in the world. I've been talking to thousands of people on the internet over the years since 1997. Like I've talked to so many people. Nobody talks about stalking anybody. Individual stalking does happen, but group stalking or gang stalking doesn't seem to be happening.
Well, let me tell you this.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I witnessed this on the daily. Like, I'm in a controlled environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, even before I noticed that I was being targeted, and this is not just this is before I even was like putting all my information on the internet and doing things on the internet. I've
Yeah.
been targeted to school, and what I was saying is that we know that this world is controlled by higher powers in different different social circles and groups that
Okay.
are essentially crime organizations.
What do you think that there's
So
rebels out there, or do you think there's good guys anywhere?
I believe so, and I believe that there are some good people out there, but 9 times out of 10, the only way that we can really reach out because we're so isolated and scrutinized in society is the internet. And the internet has become so oversaturated because of this movement and them studying because that goes into COINTELPRO. It's like to discredit us, to not let the truth be heard.
That's not true. Listen. I there's almost nothing. Well, there's still a lot I can learn, obviously, but if you knew what I know right now, your forehead would just explode because I'm running my own website right now. I have hundreds of movies that anybody can access. I'm running my own Jitsi server. You're using StreamYard right now, and if you read StreamYard's privacy policy, it says right in it that it collects your data and sells it to advertisers. And you're using this. I think StreamYard is crap. I think it's absolute garbage, but TIs keep using it. I told TIs over the past year to get Jitsi Meet, which is free and open source, meaning once you download it, it's totally yours. You don't have to pay anybody. It's unlimited. It actually has real encryption, meaning if there's an FBI agent in your house monitoring your network, with that encryption enabled, they can't read or hear what you're saying with your friends. That's Jitsi Meet. It behaves sort of like StreamYard, except it's free and open source, and it's better in every way. And it's not some company, so they don't track you. You own it. They don't want to switch. They like StreamYard for some reason. They like being tracked. Come, I don't get it, dude.
I feel you on that part, on that aspect of it. But what I'm saying is that it's so saturated that like it's saturated by the fact that most of the like the term gang stalking is because these people are part of these societies and people have flipped to being agent provocateurs for the federal government, which means you have a Trojan horse, essentially, just like a virus. They're a virus within that we're in. So
Look.
they
With all due respect,
even
man,
if
it
you
sounds
are on encrypted,
it. With all due respect, it just sounds like you're just saying words that you've heard before. Do you really know what you're talking about, or are you just repeating somebody
yes,
else's drivel? Okay, are you sure?
no, I'm telling you what yes, I know.
So was it patterns that you noticed? Was it color coordination? Was it red cars? Was it one headlights? Was it the synchronicity and all that stuff that TIs always talk about? What was it
All of that.
exactly?
It was
Okay.
all of that and then more. It's more
What if
than that. It was
what if there's an
conversation about. Go ahead.
what if there's an explanation for why people behave the way they do outside in society? What if there's a real explanation?
What would be your take on it?
I'll tell you what. I was actually going to upload a video on my channel today. I have two channels. My second channel is mainly for TI stuff. I basically either help TIs or I debunk the bullcrap they spew. Like, I don't like misinformation. It's fine. It's legal. You have the freedom of speech in the United States. That's fine. I totally implore that. But I hate misinformation. So I'm kind of conflicted right now. Do I not give TIs crap, or do I try to correct the record and help them? Um, so what I was going to do is I was going to upload a video that I have a dash cam. A lot of TIs don't. They hold their camera while they're driving, which I think is dangerous and
Right.
stupid. But I have a real dash cam, so I've been recording for the last over 2 years everywhere I go. So, like yesterday, I dropped my girlfriend's Asian. I dropped her off at an Asian store, and I was going back and forth in front of the store. Now that looks like gang stalking to a TI. It's like, why is he doing that? It looks like the Truman Show, dude. But I can tell you, I'm not a gang stalker. I'm just a normal guy. The reason I do that is because my girlfriend, she doesn't drive, and I don't want her waiting outside. I want to be able to pick her up, and the parking lot was full, so I didn't have a really good place to park and be able to see when she comes out. And she's not really good with the cell phone. She doesn't really speak English too good. So I mean, I thought it was just easier to try to get a good parking spot. So I was going around the park and looking for a parking spot and looking for her at the same time. But to a TI's perspective, that would look like gang stalking. That's what I mean. I have the dash cam recorded. I actually have the videos already converted in Adobe Premiere, and I have them ready to upload. I just haven't uploaded them yet. I was going to do that today, but I keep thinking it feels like such a waste because I absolutely destroyed TIs. Not to be mean, but I've destroyed them. Like, they'll make a claim, I absolutely destroy it. The weird thing about TIs is that they don't admit that they're wrong. So I give you credit for letting me, step up to the plate here and talk to you. That takes a little bit of guts. A lot of TIs are way afraid of that. So I give you credit, dude. But TIs in general, even if I totally destroy their argument, they cannot admit that they're wrong. They just go radio silent on me. So it
Yeah,
makes
that's
me think that
crazy. I mean,
TIs. It makes me think that TIs aren't for.
to get
Could you
the
say that again?
information. I said because the whole object is to prove information or disprove it.
Yeah, it's. I looked into it, and like I said, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not. But I do like to download books, audiobooks. I try to educate myself. I download scientific papers. I actually try to learn about the world that I'm in. I don't want to believe anything. I go where the facts take me. And there have been about 6 or 7 scientific studies on gang stalking now. The first one was in 2015 by an actual expert on stalking. Her name is Lorraine Sheridan. She's a PhD holder, and she's an expert in stalking in Australia. She made the very first gang stalking paper, scientific paper. Now, scientific papers, if you don't know, are not news magazines. They're not opinion articles in a they're actual science. They want to get to the truth of things. And every single scientific paper on gang stalking concludes not schizophrenia, but persecutory delusion.
Persecutory delusion.
Delusion, yeah. People,
like
some people,
delusional that they're being persecuted.
yeah, yep. And so they get really nervous about really mundane things that normal people never even look twice at. Like somebody, you would think that, oh, that's somebody that's street theater right there. Nope, it's just a guy who's a weird ass. Humans are not very smart overall, especially when it comes to technology and the computers and internet. I know because I teach people all the time. There's no way that humans can coordinate so well and perfectly. Oh, all right, he's leaving the house, and blue team go, blue team go. Police might be able to do that after lots of training, but not regular citizens. They suck at it, dude. They cannot coordinate that well. They don't even know how to use apps on their phone, dude. They're not good enough. TIs give regular humans too much credit, I think.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people do give certain perps too much credit, but I believe that like they're like I said, I'm in a controlled environment. So
what does that mean?
Like what I've known, a controlled environment meaning that it's limited. Like everything is limited, and you see what they allow you to see. So, and on another hand, like I don't just look at it from a scientific or a carnal aspect. I look at it from a spiritual aspect as well. So, and I have proof. I have proof about what I've been saying from my brother about what I've said about it being witchcraft as well, which is essentially just illusion. Is illusion. Is like you think it's like some hocus magic stuff, but witchcraft is really just manipulation. So, in order, like it's just like a smear campaign. A smear campaign is to get some. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. It's to get somebody. It's to get somebody or a group of people or a society to see you in a certain light, which is manipulation, which is the crime of witchcraft.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I've talked to, like I said, hundreds of people and like groups and things over the years, and I've never been so insulted except until I met TIs. I've talked to Christians, I've talked to Muslims, all sorts of different groups, gay people, whatever. I've talked to all sorts of people, weird people, normal people, whatever. But TIs are the first people I've ever come across in almost 30 years on the internet that called me an agent, a perp, a gang stalker. I mean, just all these insulting things, dude. When you just watch just a couple of my videos, dude, you realize this guy's the real deal. This Nerve guy, he shows us how to download movies, block ads, get everything for free, save money. I mean, I tell people, you pay for your internet and then you put your wallet away. Stop giving money to these shitty companies that track you, that throw advertisements in your face, that charge you for shit that's been historically free on the internet, like music and books, shit like that. I teach people all this shit, and somehow I'm an agent. What agent is teaching about piracy, dude? See what I've been so insulted. I have thick skin, so it's not affecting me, but they're just very vitriolic people, these TIs, dude. I mean, if there's anybody to insult, it wouldn't be me, because I'm as pure as the driven snow. I mean, you can just see my history on the internet, dude. I got VHS tapes. Remember VCRs? I had VHS tapes of me working on my website in 1997. I mean, I've got proof that I was actually here this long. So I'm not making shit up, and I'm blowing the minds of TIs all the time, but they can't admit that I was right. They just kind of disappear. I did make them change a couple things. I said, don't put your name on the internet, your face. They always want to show their face and their real name. So you idiots, People are going to troll you. You know, it's a big world out there. There's people in other countries that can actually spoof their phone numbers and order pizzas to your house because your dumbass put your information on the internet. Don't do that.
Right.
Use
I mean,
handles.
I'm not arguing with the fact that there is like what you're talking about. Like the part that you're talking about is a part of the electronic harassment through identity theft and all, and your IP address. Because I got that way. Like especially playing video games. Like even through, I didn't even know it went that far. I met agents through playing video games because they had my IP address, and you know it's like I
Who
said, it's
who who had it?
crime.
An
It's
agent
crime.
did? An agent had your IP?
Yeah, like yeah.
What did he
When I
do?
say agent, it just means that you know they're working on the other side. You know what I'm saying?
So what did he do to you? Did he blow up your internet or what?
Nah, I mean, you know, he just like ended up being like I thought. I took him to be a friend, and you know, we would play the game all the time, and we, you know, it'll be just be me and him and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But turns out, like somehow my information got leaked through him, and I know there's certain things that I only told him, and some, you know, people be coming through and paying people off through stuff like that, which is it's just witchcraft. That's
Okay.
manipulation,
All right.
or
Hold on. I have to tell you, dude. I don't know if you know this, but somebody having your IP isn't the end of the world. Okay. It's not like, oh shit, they got my address. No, an IP address changes. You can change your IP address. I give my IP address every day to people because that's how they connect to my website. They connect to my computer that's in the living room. So when they go to my website, jitsi.freemyip.com is one of them. They're connecting to my voice chat server in my living room. It's a direct connection to me. But I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of somebody having my IP because I know how to change my IP if anything does go down. But see, we've got these things called routers and firewalls between your internet and your device that protect you. You can actually block ports. You can block anybody from connecting to you, and you can block any connection going outwards to the internet. You have full power. Believe it or not, you actually do. I'm not bullshitting you, dude. And I
I
try to.
feel you.
It's not the
I know about
easiest to learn. Yeah.
I know about this. I know about this, but what
All
I'm
right.
saying is
Well,
before
with the
I
fact that you
actually
said,
knew
oh,
that
okay,
the
well,
harassment, the electronic harassment was
all
happening,
right.
this is how they got a lot of my information.
Well, what's an example? You mean like online cyberbullying, or is electronic harassment something different?
That
Okay. Well,
cyberbullying,
I have to
like
tell you, dude. The
cyberbullying would
internet.
be
I have to tell
community.
you something about. Okay, so the internet is not FCC regulated. That means you can swear here. You know, you can't swear on radio and television, right? Because it's FCC regulated.
Right.
But the internet is not. The internet doesn't really have any rules. It's pretty free, dude. It's pretty open. It's pretty open source and decentralized. So if somebody is cyberbullying you, quote unquote, you block them or you disconnect your internet and leave the stupid website you're on. It's really easy to get away from that shit. So fucking easy. It's not like you're going to school and you're forced to go to class and people are really bullying you in real life. On the internet, I don't believe in bullying on the internet. You can push block, you can leave, you don't have to be here on the internet. You can go to a different website. There's millions of websites. There's more than youtube.com, you know. YouTube is one of the most censored websites on the internet. And I say that as an expert of this place. My website has no limits at all. Any word you want, you can post blood, guts, teeth, and eyeballs. I have video of people getting killed on my website. Okay? Not that that's fun or anything, but it's not illegal on the internet. So on YouTube, YouTube has a lot of stupid rules because YouTube is here to make money, but YouTube isn't the only website. So there's a deeper internet out there, and you're in the shallow end.
I know.
You want to come
I
up?
know about the dark web, the deep web, and the whole thing is what I'm saying. Is the point that you're missing is that these people that are doing this, they're not doing this shit for shits and giggles. They're doing it for a reason and for compensation, which makes them an agent.
No, I don't. I believe you're making that up. I mean, I know enough about the internet to know that that is not happening. People, there's actually a German word for it. It's called Schadenfreude. You ever heard that word before? It's a word. It means that deriving pleasure from other people's misfortune. Schadenfreude, German word. And that's what a lot of people like to do on the internet. They like to troll you for fun, for kicks, for giggles, for their jollies, because they can get away with that without identifying themselves. And no, you know what I'm saying? So the internet's always been like that ever since I remember it. I have IRC logs from like the early 2000s or late 90s, and you can see people
Yeah,
are
but
joking
I've been
around
on
and
the
messing with
internet
people.
with that for about that long as well. I've been on the internet since Juno. That's how long I've been on the internet.
Juno?
Yeah,
You had a Juno email address? Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
wait a
I
minute.
mean, I've been on.
You've been on here this long and you're using StreamYard? That's weird to me, dude. StreamYard is
Right. I
an
mean,
offense to internet originals. It's an offense. It's a pro profit. I'm just saying, dude. You know,
it's
I'm
okay,
not a
but
I'm like
I mean, what I'm just saying is like I understand where you're coming from about the electronic, the whole internet part of it, but there's
yeah.
like many aspects to this to what's going on out here. And what I like to say is I'm more spiritually aspect of it. Do you believe that this earth is passing away?
The
And do
earth is
you
passing
believe that
away?
America? Yes. And do you believe that America is a sham country?
I would say that it's the best country in the world, but the truth of the matter is that humans make up our own laws and rules. It didn't come down from Mars or something like that. We invented all the laws and rules. And so we dictate whether or not something is socially acceptable. And so over the years, I'm actually reading a book about this right now. It's called Better Angels of Our Nature: How Violence Has Declined. And you would think that violence is increasing, but overall it's been declining. We used to tar and feather people out in the streets. We used to draw and quarter them, cut their organs out of their stomach. I mean, just all sorts of horrific crap. It's way better now. The reason why men can go outside and swear in public and women can wear, bathing suits out in public is because we're so civilized. You couldn't do that back in the day. You get your skull crushed. Okay, so we're better off overall than we used to be. So I think, excuse me, that wasn't a. I'm not trying to trigger you. I've been a little sick lately.
Okay.
So I'm serious. I'm not joking with you, dude.
No, I feel. Go ahead.
So the Earth is 4.567 billion years old. Our sun is half dead. Yeah. It will come to an end eventually. We got a galaxy 2.2 million light years away from us right now called M31, the Andromeda Galaxy. It's coming at us at 75 miles per second, and it is going to collide with our Milky Way galaxy. I don't like it, but I accept it because it's true. You can see it with your own eyeballs. Um, so the universe isn't infinite. It's like humans, stars, the sun are born, live, and die. So right now it's about middle age. So yeah, I mean, in terms of sham, if you look at the Earth externally, it's a little ball floating around a freaking star, dude. It's in the black vastness of space. We're in the middle of nowhere, dude. You ever watch that movie Titanic?
Yeah, I've seen it.
All right, you remember that part after the ship sunk and they're sitting there floating on the wooden thing or whatever, and they kind of shoot the little flare off to try to get help, and they zoom out on the camera. It's like the middle of nowhere. Nobody's going to see that flare. That's our circumstance in the universe. So to answer your question, I mean, we literally make up these rules. The only thing that makes the Earth more interesting than a freaking rock circling a star is our brains. Our brains are the most complex object that we've ever found in the entire universe. It has over 100 billion neurons. So we're very creative. Humans like to make things up. We like to invent things. We like to tell stories. We used to do it around the campfires back in the day. So yeah, although I really hate mental disorders, I really hate delusions. I like living in reality. Maybe when I was younger, I used to do Ouija boards and I used to believe in ghosts and stuff. When I was younger, it made the world more interesting. But as I got older, I started reading books and I realized that there's a lot of bull crap out there. So so I don't believe in that stuff anymore. I kind of really I'm kind of obsessed with reality, I guess you could say.
Okay. Well, you answered a lot of my questions, and I appreciate you coming on my live to explain your views and points. But I don't think we align on the same. We're not on the same page, bro.
Yeah, but I don't think it's cool to accuse innocent people though of nefarious. That I've seen a lot of TIs do that. It's almost as if a lot of them are just trying to piss themselves off so they can kill innocent people. Myron May did it. Gavin Long, Stephen Marlowe, most recently in Ohio. Remember that? And every TI said, "Good job, bro." Good job killing those gang stalkers. They're just normal people. They're not gang stalking anybody. They're just average people walking down the street. You don't get to kill them, dude. I know TIs really want to kill, but they got to knock it off. And I have to tell you, I called a wellness check on one TI named Targeted Tony. I was the one that did that. I told him I did it because he's like, "How did you get my address?" I said, "You idiot. You record everywhere outside your house. Don't do that. And also, don't threaten people. You have the right of free speech. That's fine. But you don't get to threaten people. Not you personally, but the other TIs. So I will. I'm the kind of guy that will turn people in for that shit. I don't like seeing innocent people killed. That's my main problem with TIs, dude. People TIs keep asking me, what's your dog in the fight, Nerve? It's because I don't like to see innocent people harmed. If you ever are outside and you see somebody you think is a gang stalker, hypothetically, if you took that person and searched every part in his car, drove him home, kidnapped him, looked everywhere in his house, you will find nothing about you at all. Nothing. It's all in your head. And you have to be intellectually honest to admit it.
Bro, you just basically said you're a community-based agent and you support community policing.
I like a civilized society. I don't like the wild, wild west, dude. I don't think I don't
Okay,
think you get
so
to threaten
since you
people.
like civilized society, hear me out. Since you like
Mm-hmm.
civilized society, do you feel like, so just like you said that you reported somebody, you don't think that there's other people reporting other people falsely?
Do you mean what do you mean exactly? Do you have an example?
Like under a guy that okay, say somebody okay, so there's a lot of like I said, there are societies out here that will slander you because I've been slandered and about some stuff that I have not done. And I've heard some of
Yeah.
the stuff that has been said about
Mm-hmm.
me. And they watch me on the daily, they follow me, and I get policed and I get directed conversation about things that I've never said out loud to anyone. Or that I've said to someone that should have been in confidence. So
So,
do you believe that's fair if you like
um,
civilized society? It sounds like you
so,
like the police state instead of freedom.
uh, well, I'm a pirate, dude. I steal stuff on the internet and I share stuff on the internet. And I don't like paying for stuff digitally. That is, so I can't have it both ways, can I? When it comes to violence and hurting innocent people, that bugs me a lot. Um, so if I were in your position and I felt I was being followed, I'd read the Constitution and understand my rights as a citizen. People can say what they want. They can even follow you. Believe it or not, police can go through your garbage. And they hire sometimes private investigators to go through your garbage. If they don't find anything and they have nothing against you, you're free to go on your way. You can't stop other people from being on the sidewalk or walking near you or doing whatever near you. I see a lot of TIs getting really pissed at people for being on their sidewalk or seeing them every day or something. You can't tell other Americans where they can and can't go, because then you're pushing. You're basically saying that they have no rights and that you own this planet. That's pretty arrogant. So if I felt that somebody was following me, I'd know I'm not worried. I carry a gun everywhere I go, dude. Illegally, I carry a handgun. I carry a 10 millimeter handgun, actually. Very powerful stuff. And I have it on my lap sometimes while I'm driving. And if I see a cop car, I don't shit in my pants. My heart rate doesn't go up. I say, if I get pulled over, I'm holstering the gun and I'm not going to touch it and I'm not going to mention the word gun to the cop because I know my rights. I know I'm not going to get rolled.
Right.
I'm
I
not
mean,
going
I'm
to get
not
shot
nervous.
because, yeah.
I'm not nervous at all as a target individual because I fear no man. I fear my higher power. But the fact that I have noticed this stuff and there is a war on mental illness, and which brings me to my next point. This has been going on in my family. This is what I was saying. I was trying to tell you. I have proof, even from my brother in jail. Like he even said, he confirmed everything that I've been bringing out once I started realizing the truth. He said that our family has been speeding up people's deaths and putting people in mental homes and forcing them to join them or to be either locked up or to be killed
No,
for
that's
money. This
wild.
is what
That's
what
insane.
you mean?
That's
What you
insane.
mean?
That doesn't make any sense.
You can't say they know. I have proof. I have screenshots. I can show you.
Screenshots?
Yes, this is conversation between me and my blood brother,
Okay.
confirming about something that we've never ever talked about. But I brought it up to him, and then he confirmed.
So you think eyewitness testimony holds a lot of water in terms of evidence? Like, for instance, like if you had a close friend or a brother say, I was abducted by aliens, that's all you need? You would instantly believe them?
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it because I've actually seen uh, UFOs when I was a truck driver. So
Okay. So this is part of the problem with the TI community. I see they require almost no evidence to believe stuff, but to disprove their stuff, they need like mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence. It's weird. It's like they want to believe things because I show them the contrary evidence and they ignore it or they don't look at it or they look at it and then they reject it. But to get to their position, somebody's just got to say the right words and then they believe it. So for me, I need the ashtray on the UFO before I believed it. Words are not good enough for me, dude, because people hallucinate. It's actually pretty common. People have dreams. People mistake natural events for superstitious stuff. Uh, so, no, you need extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And I see no extraordinary evidence for any kind of gang stalking. I know Stasi existed back in the day. I know we have these fusion centers, but those are for really bad people, not average citizens like you and I. And even if they were eyeballing us, you still can take measures, especially on the internet, to protect yourself. You don't have to
okay, so
worry
let
about
me ask you
cameras
a question.
outside. Hmm.
Let me hold you right there. Let me ask you a question. What do you consider a fusion center?
Well, I haven't looked into it, so I can't. All I can do is speculate. I can't say for sure.
And what
Just
is
so
the
you know,
purpose?
I'm
What is the purpose of it? What is the purpose of a fusion center?
I think it's to see where there's crime possibly happening where nobody has called the cops. Maybe to be able to respond faster than if somebody were to call the cops. Like for example, sometimes it's been happening a lot in different areas where people just take over the road and start peeling out, and sometimes people don't call
No,
the cops on that.
a fusion center is a home base or institution that institutionalizes people. So, for instance, a
What?
prison is a fusion center.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Yes.
minute. You understand what the Fourth Amendment is, right?
Does okay? So, since you're bringing up amendments and rules, we live in the land of the free, but we have a constitution that's been constantly vandalized and broken by our own government. So, how is it a land of the
I,
free?
I think
We
it's
have a
pretty
constitution
fantastic.
that our own government
Man,
doesn't follow.
you're just shitting on this country, dude. Do you realize that in Europe, if you say something
Now I'm
that the
sitting on the
government,
country because I'm.
yeah,
But we spoke our first amendment is freedom of speech, right?
yeah, what about it?
How am I shitting on it? I mean, I'm just vocalizing the truth.
Okay, because you have to understand, compared to other countries, the United States is easily the winner in terms of freedom. I know it seems like they're being eroded, but here's the thing: like I said, in Europe, if you say things that the government deems to be hateful, they will put you in jail. Hate speech is covered by the Constitution in the United States. You don't get arrested for hate speech in the U.S. That means it's objectively better. You have more freedoms
That's
here
a
than
lie.
in huh?
That's a lie.
What do you mean that's a lie?
That's a lie. You get jail time for hate speech here,
No, you don't.
especially, especially against homosexuals.
No, you don't. I say fag. I call people fags all the time, dude. You want to see my website, dude? I'll make a page right now and say I'll say all the words you want. I'm not going to do it on your channel, but YouTube is really PG-13, really. But I can do it on my website and I won't get arrested. Huh? What are you talking about? I got a
Okay,
video
bro.
right now of somebody getting killed with an axe, or like almost beheaded with an axe, getting stones thrown at them. High quality. You want to see it? I'll link it to you, dude. I'm not joking. I'm not under arrest. That is more violent than words, I think.
That's dark. Why would I want to see something like that?
I'm
The
just because
fact
I'm
that
telling you because what you just said is totally bogus, dude.
you
You
can act, no, that's not bogus. It's the truth. Like
you're
the
telling
fact that you can actually have videos like that and people still go free from things like that is crazy. It's wild to me. but it's people that's being actually community policed over things, that over rumors
No,
and getting locked up and put in
you know what it
mental
is? I'll tell you what it is. America is ignorant. 95% of Americans are scientifically illiterate. Over 40% of Americans believe in a god or they reject evolution. Okay? So there's a lot of dumbasses in this country, dude. And I'm not proud of it. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy ever or anything, but I try to learn shit. But I can tell you, I'm not afraid of this policing stuff you're talking about because when I go outside, I don't have to talk to cops. In fact, there's a lawyer named um, uh, Dwayne. I can't remember his last name.
Bro, I know.
You seen that video?
No, I'm talking to my chat, man. Like they on your top right now. Like, cause you sound like a
What?
Scientologist.
A
We're
Scientologist?
spiritually based.
Wait a minute. A
We're
Scientology?
spiritually based.
Scientology is a fucking cult, dude. Try not to make things
I
up.
mean,
Scientology is a fucking cult who believe
bro,
in Xenu,
everything
dude.
that you did, everything that you've been saying has been scientifically based.
Yeah, because I like science, dude. And if it weren't for science, we wouldn't have electricity right now, dude. James Clerk Maxwell is the one that discovered electricity. And if not for him, a
That's a
scientist,
lie.
you and I wouldn't. What are you talking about wrong?
I didn't say wrong. I said that's a
Oh,
lie.
no, it
Even
isn't
back
a
in
lie.
even in the ancient days, they had electricity, bro. If you think
No, they
about it,
didn't. It was James
yes, they
Clerk
did.
Maxwell. It's
Come
James
on,
Clerk
bro.
Maxwell. Can you try saying correct things for once? You need to
I am
start saying
saying
correct
I'm
things.
going.
No, you're not. Cite your
I'm going
sources.
off the Bible.
Cite your
All right, let me
sources.
grab my Bible. Let me grab my Bible because they had automatic
Oh, if
alert.
you're gonna grab your Bible, open up 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 22 and 23. Let's talk about how they killed children in the Bible, dude. You want to talk about the Bible? How dare you bring up that fucking ancient garbage?
Oh yeah, you can get off my channel, bro. Hold on, I'm gonna open this up. You said Second
Uh,
King.
Second
Hold on.
Kings
You said
chapter 2,
hold on.
verse 22. Prophet Elijah was going to the woods of Bethel. Kids came out of the woods and made fun of his bald head. Remember? Go up, ye bald head. You'll see it.
Second King chapter what?
Chapter 2, verse 22, 23.
Chapter 2. 1 second.
Kick that weirdo out. Yeah, let's only talk to people who agree with us. Israel, free nation. Yeah, that's really healthy. Let's just
Yo,
backslap
bro,
each other like a bunch of tribalistic. Huh?
don't disrespect my people. Don't
Well, I'd like to
disrespect my
talk to that guy and I'll disrespect him to his face. I thought religion was on the way out. What the hell's going on? Yeah, you seen that?
bro. Okay, chapter 2, verse what?
22.
22. So the water remains healed to this day, according to the word of Elisha, which he spoke.
He was walking
Okay.
the woods of Bethel.
Then he
22.
went up from there to Bethel, and
Go
as
up,
he
ye
was
bald
going
head.
up to the road, some youth came from the city and mocked him and said to him, "Go up, you bald head, go up." Oh, and this is when the bear came out.
Yep,
That's because they were dissing a prophet.
So
See,
you're telling me
the
children are not
season was
innocent? Children aren't innocent, huh?
no at a
They're
certain
children.
age.
They didn't know he was
At
a
a-
prophet. They didn't know he was a prophet.
Come on, bro, it's an age of accountability in the Bible.
How many children got killed by those two female bears? 42, right? You don't get to kill children for making fun of somebody's stupid bald head, dude.
Did
That's
he do it,
child.
or did the bear do it?
Are you telling me that those bears just happened to come out at the right time and kill all the kids, but not the
So you
prophet?
mean, so you mean he was just carrying a bear on a leash that he unleashed?
No, they came.
On
The bear. It says the bears came out of the woods. If you go all the way back to the Hebrew, it says that too. In fact, the Hebrew is even more violent. It says they ripped the kill, tore them, and
that was the Most High. The
yeah.
Most High.
Well, I don't like the idea. Look at I'm more. So are you. You're more moral than that fucking book, dude. You wouldn't kill children, would you? Just for making fun of your bald head. Yeah, because that means you're more moral than that scumbag in the Bible. You don't get to kill children for making fun of you. It's a horrible story. It's a horrible story, dude.
All right, bro. We finna go to Psalms 137. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, you want to talk about dashing the kids against the stones? You want to bring that up too, and selling children into slavery? Yeah, the Bible's a piece of. I would never hold that thing proudly under my
Oh yeah,
arm,
you can
dude.
get out of here. You can get out of here.
Oh, so
You
you're an
can get out of here.
apologist? Yeah, you're an apologist.
Apologist. No, I'm not
Yeah,
an
mentally
apologist. I'm a
unstable
Hebrew Israelite.
apologist. All right, see you later. Weird.
Yeah, man. That man. That man. Oh my goodness. I knew it was going that direction. You can't even have a conversation with these heathens, bro. And he was just here to discredit, like you said, Marco. You right. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. Yea, we wept when we remembered Zion. We hung our hearts upon the willows in the midst of it. For there those who carried us away captive asked of us a song, and those who plundered us requested mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion. That must be our captors talking to us, our slave masters. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? If I forget you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its skill. If I do not remember you, let my tongue cling to the roof of my mouth. If I do not exalt Jerusalem above my chief joy, remember, O Lord, against the sons of Edom, the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it to its very foundation, O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. Happy the one who repays you as you have served us. Happy the one who takes and dashes your little ones against the rock. For sure, man. Like that man was just out here wilding, trying to discredit. Michael was right. This man out here disrespecting. I can't believe it. I got like this is crazy. He wants to discredit the whole nation and the fact that we're actually being targeted out here. And it's not just us. It is some Gentiles that's being targeted as well. Wow. But yeah, I'm definitely posting this. I appreciate you bringing out that scripture, bro.